But that being said, we might actually have something crazy happen in this one, because we have him here in the top left, playing for Root. He is the man, bit like a mad doctor of Zerg builds. It's going to be CatZ.
And, well, his opponent in the bottom right-hand side is Mythorix completely giving up. It is going to be none other than ByRada.
In the blue. ByRada the blue.
Yes, ByRada the blue. The Zerg and the ZVZ. And, well, interesting here to see CatZ and ZVZ. I haven't seen a ZVZ for a while now, so I'm going to be interested to see what his style is. I know that CatZ is one of those players that, if he actually got to practice full time and not just be a be a manager, he would actually be like much better than he is right now. But he's still like placing really high in Grandmaster. He keeps on participating in tournaments still, so he's still like one of the better players, I want to say, out of the people we have even in the Copa right now. But I think CatZ, he has the knowledge of someone who's been in the scene for ages, but also been involved with a lot of different pro players.
Yeah, I think that CatZ is like top 3, top 5, somewhere in between there here in Latin America. It's sort of the same syndrome that B-Lord suffers from, suffering a little bit outside of his sphere there, making it a bit further though. Like cannot count that out, but still sort of just falling out. But I think it comes into play, like you mentioned. He is a team manager, and that of course evidently takes a lot of time. Nonetheless, he is here in the deciding match, or in the winners match rather. Oh. So guys, it seems that Alex actually ended up crashing there. Well. Anyhow. So, seems that he tabs out for now, so I guess I will just have to carry on with this first game myself. It's gonna be hard without his Zerg knowledge, because he sort of works like the, how should I put it? We've kind of divided up the more in-depth analysis between each other, so I've dropped a pretty heavy focus on Protoss, and while he's more focused on Zerg then evidently, and then the general like play-by-play and stuff like that. We sort of divide that up quite evenly. So anyway, we have this first game going on between ByRada and CatZ. Fairly similar build of opening for both of our players. None of them really going to be taking any sort of decisive action as of yet, but of course that can come to change very drastically because it is ZVZ and gas has been taken here. Don't think it's going to be for anything too crazy. Probably just going to be seeing speed started, but of course there are the options of where you, for instance, do not go for speed, go right up into a lair, start speed, kill the Overlord or force it out, and then cancel it, go for a lair, go for a Roach Warren, start that +1. But it is going to be speed, nonetheless, both of our players here. Now anyway, Queen's out for CatZ. First one in the natural just finished. Baneling Nest going down here for our Root Zerg. Nothing yet for ByRada. Okay, there we go. There's the Baneling Nest. So these guys mirroring each other's build. Supply dead even. CatZ only one work ahead, so it doesn't really matter too much at this point. Both players just droning. Sort of taking it slow. Now ByRada's going to come in. Is he still gasping mine, so he knows that he can be under threat of an attack, but I don't think that we're going to be seeing anything like that come out of CatZ. He's adding in more drones. once speed finishes, he might try to go for some sort of light pressure, but still, he should know what's up here with ByRada. Because, I mean, he's also going to have speed. He's going to have that Baneling nest. CatZ only now getting 2 defensive Banelings. ByRada, though, right away goes into that lair. We'll see if he decides to add more gas, perhaps go to mutas. Has a drone in position, so it is going to be a third base. CatZ doing the exact the exact same thing, so still very passive, very slow way to start pacing themselves here in this first match. Evolution chamber here for CatZ. Extra gas being taken is up to a total of 3. Perhaps we'll see a Ro16 go down here. Should most likely have one planted somewhere shortly. A little bit of an exchange going on here in the middle of the map. A couple of Banelings being morphed in vision of CatZ, so he knows what's up. Now ByRada is going to try to apply pressure towards this third base. Will he be able to hold this attack? That is the question, though. CatZ with 2 Banelings ready. ByRada needs to be careful. Should start splitting versus this, and perhaps trying to peel off a Zergling. Force the Banelings into taking some bad connections. But it's going to be fairly hard, so they trade 2 for 2 here at the end. Third base still under a lot of pressure. If this goes down, CatZ is going to find himself in a very difficult position and still needs to evade these Banelings of ByRada, who has 2, and he's going to get a second connection, gets all of the Banes for CatZ, even though additional Zerglings stream in here. They will be able to deflect this attack for now. Great trade there for ByRada, as he's now going to be rushing up to those 6 gas, and it is going to be a Spire play. CatZ, though, still stuck on 3, has started +1 aggro, so we're going to have Mutalisks in the mid game for ByRada. CatZ going straight into those roaches after deflecting that attack at the third. Now CatZ on his opponent's side of the map. He's going to be able to catch 2 of these Banelings. Out of position. 1 remains if ByRada. Will the connection be good? Counter microing to make sure he doesn't lose it to a single link. That is, of course, a trade you never want to be taking. Still, small groups of units here, and tiny skirmishes being sent across from both players. And ByRada doing an excellent job right now, just keeping CatZ back. No real damage taken so far. But the question is, how will CatZ deal with these Mutalisks? 6 already in production, and look at this. He has 5 Overlords out in the middle of the map. They go down, and he's going to find himself heavily supply blocked. 5 Overlords is not only the 5 lava, but that's 500 minerals that you will be spending to try to break that supply block. And now the first mutas have made their appearance here, and now CatZ is going to be scrambling to get these Overlords back home, but I don't think that he is going to have enough time. 2 already going down. CatZ at 86 out of 102 supply. Number 3, number 4, and 5 will fall. Even maybe lose a 6th one here. It's going to be very rough for CatZ. So ByRada, remembering that he had these Overlords out on the map, excellent job to pick these off. And now we see CatZ. Look at this, dropping a ton of Spore Crawlers back at home. He's got 3 in the natural. He's going to be building 2 here in the third. Maybe 1 in the main, 2 in the main even. So going up to a total of 7 spores. That's like crazy numbers. And on top of that, remember, so many extra Overlords need to be made here from CatZ. So he's going to take a little bit of damage, losing these Banelings to the Mutalisks first initially. But ByRada not being able to swing in with these lings into this third base. A little bit too much on the ground here for CatZ for now. Goes right into that infestation pit, starts with the Pathogen Glands and gets Burrow. So we might actually see that play where he utilizes Burrow to get onto the Mutalisks, and then on Burrows starts dropping those chain fungals. Of course, it is going to come down to how alert will ByRada be. Can CatZ make that catch? Now we see the Mutalisks trying to find an angle into the main of CatZ. They're going to start chopping away at the extractor. Getting a drone or 2, but losing a Mutalisk, that is very sloppy. Getting an additional Overlord. And CatZ going up to a fairly high number of Queens here, and the Infestors have now started. What's going on there for ByRada though? Meanwhile, he's controlling the map with these Mutalisks and sort of keeping CatZ on the defense. He's posturing with a couple of links at this third base. He has the roach production started for himself. +1 attack, +1 carapace on the base. CatZ though, already with this +2 ranged missile attacks, going to be very important in the upcoming stages here of the game, because it's all about the angle and these upgrades for these roaches. So if CatZ can find a good attack while he utilizes, or rather emphasizes, the +2 advantage that he has, then he can probably take a pretty good fight. But still, he's invested considerable amounts of money in remaking those overlords and all the spore crawlers. Let's see though here. Let's go to the vision here of CatZ. Okay, he sees the Baileys. He sees the Baileys with the ByRada infestors. The question is, will he respond though? Now these meteors are going to be flying over them. He needs to be ready. Connecting with a couple of queens. That's not really optimal, and well, only a single queen going down here to a good like 8 or 10 Baileys. So not a good trade. ByRada heading out with additional units here across the map. CatZ though, he's on a mission and he has these 2 infestors. Back at home, he's going to have to deflect these mutalisks and roaches from ByRada. But here we go, guys. The 2 infestors, are they going to drop their deadly cargo infested Terrans, or are they just going to wait? We'll have to see. But here we go, engagement does go down. 1 fungal, not hitting too much, so not really the best value out of that yet. Another fungal here, 1, 2, 3, so these are pretty good right now for CatZ. And he's pushing on forward, utilizing, or emphasizing +2 like I mentioned. And you can see just how great effect. Meanwhile, he is hitting this third base as well with these infested Terrans. Going to be able to kill a couple of roaches. ByRada actually ready for this, and then already we have that Overseer morphing 1, 2 additional ones here. So these infestors not long for this world. He's heading up towards the main. Does will ByRada notice though? So CatZ just got sort of tucking these in here in this corner for now. So he's going to wait, and they might come back to play. For instance, if we see a couple of big fungals go down, that could be devastating to the economy here of ByRada. But he is sort of stabilized, both of these players. Now back into the passive game. 4th base going down right now for CatZ. Hydralisks on the way for ByRada, so we're going to have a Roach Hydra Infester versus a Roach Hydra. No infestors out yet for our Blue Zerg. Let's see, no infestation pit at all. So actually, no option to take it up to Hive to get the 3-3. Of course, that is a risk to take in a scenario like this in ZVZ, because you start investing into that Hive, then suddenly you won't be able to keep up in Roach production. And of course, things get a little dicey from there, because if you can't keep up in Roaches, of course, these units form the bulk of your armies, well, then you kinda end up dead. You see these infested Terrans once again trying to swing in, do some damage, but not really getting too much done. Maybe a losing infestor or 2, but no, CatZ still splitting these up very well and only dropping a single infestor or infested Terran as he's moving out, starting to challenge in ByRada's territory. And ByRada, of course, needs to be so careful about these fungal growths. It will come down to the angle CatZ chooses to fight in, and those fungals. And will ByRada be able to get that wraparound? So heading up into the 3rd base, a couple of units do go down. These Hydralisks actually naked, but the main battle is here at the front. Infested Terrans going down and no fungals being used. Fighting down in upgrades right now. ByRada so close to that 2-2, but I don't think it's going to be enough. CatZ taking a pivotal supply advantage, and that's going to be it. GG, well played. Guys, that means that we actually see CatZ grab that advantage, and well, so for now, sad.